Hello folks, welcome to Bluffers to Buffers. I'm Bob.
And I'm Ben. And we've got an actual layout update video this time, Bobby.
Excellent. You've been doing some bits?
We've got that again. So
this is going to be bad.
Yeah, well, can't be any worse than the last one.
No, that was...
So this is an actual layout update. It's been a little while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So I thought we'd do one of those.
Cool.
Hot on the heels of last week's fun and games.
I like the wall. What are you going to tell me about the wall?
That is a wall.
Weathered it yourself?
Yeah, weathered it myself using streaking grime wash.
That looks very realistic. I like the
AK Interactive. Yeah, just sort of clean a couple of them. I basically loaded it on and then cleaned it back with thinners, dragging it down to the bottom there.
Nice.
Just cleaned up a few of the bricks individually.
You happy with that? I think it looks great.
Yeah, I think there's a bit more I want to do, a bit of dry brushing maybe, but I think it's got the effect I wanted.
What's this building up here on the right?
That's something that we don't really cover in this episode, but it's a little scratch build.
Okay.
Just to fill that space there. Inspired by the building over the back of the workshop, over the back there. One by the bridge.
I know what you're going to do with that. I think you know.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is the bit now. Remember, we say please do like and subscribe.
Hit the subscribe button and notification bell.
Yeah, the notification one.
And
follow us on Instagram, Facebook.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. I feel like I need to turn that down a little bit, just a little tad there. Otherwise, I'm going to hear it both ways.
I'm blown away by your new MacBook thing. That's amazing. Anyway, neither here nor there.
You digress. So yeah, but basically, there's been a lot of preamble. What are we, 2.5 minutes in, and not a lot's been discussed, really, is it? We've just been buying time to get into the real part of the video.
You won't give me any. I keep giving you
it's
things,
a layout update.
and you won't tell me about it.
Well, you asked me two things. Layout update.
Right,
June
okay.
21. In this episode, we do this little bit at the back here.
Yeah.
You can see up the top of the arches. Last time we came, that was just a bit of wood.
Nice.
And I think there's a little bit in here about the next bit of scenery that I'm starting, and show you how we made trees, or I made some trees.
That's cool.
Little guide there. So a bit of everything. There will be in the description the opportunity to just skip forward to any of them bits if some of it doesn't take your fancy.
Fair dues.
See that the old GT3 there turned up?
You happy with it now?
Yeah, I think so. So this is the area that I had been working on.
Yeah.
If you cast your mind back, it was literally just a bit of old plywood, so I thought let's get involved in that and make it look something. And I found a picture on the internet, which I'm going to show you on my phone now, but what I'll probably do is put it on the screen itself for the viewers to see. But it kind of, because I was a bit stuck with...
Oh, here you go, there's bits.
Yeah, that's how it was before.
Yeah.
I was a bit stuck with what I wanted it to look like. I didn't really know what could fill that space. But something popped up on Instagram, which I duly stole. And talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
It kind of pointed me in the right direction. It sort of gave me the idea of the look I wanted.
She put some sculptor mould on there.
Sculptor mould is going on.
I've not heard this before. What's sculptor mould? It's a new product.
It's not necessarily new.
Normally it'd be Mod Podge or something.
Mod Podge is the glue. Sculptor mould it's like paper, tissue paper, I would suppose, mixed in with plaster of Paris powder.
Okay.
So you mix in you get your water.
You have to mix it yourself.
Yeah, you mix it out with water, and then it takes a while to set hard, but you basically larrup it on like I've done there with the water mix, and then you wait a while, and then you can smooth it out and move it around a bit. I can't find this picture, Bob, so what I'm going to do is pretend. Should we pretend that I found it? So I want it to look exactly like that.
Oh, right, okay, cool.
Not prepared, it's been a while. No, it's gone. But
where are you going to put the elephant then?
Yes. So that's once the sculpture mould is dry, just any old brown emulsion paint, tester pot there, got from Homebase when there was one local. It's warm in here, isn't it?
It is warm. You've changed tops as well.
Yeah, well,
drying period.
It was a couple of days. It does take a couple of days to dry that old sculpting mould, yeah.
Proper.
So there we go. That's brown's dry. This is just the base. You know, you got to start somewhere. So now I'm going to layer it up with some of the textures. So expertly labelled there. There's some corky stuff, some sort of corky stuff, and some other sort of corky stuff. Some blended turf earth blend, and I also used some other green one as well, grass blend I think, and some cumin. Not actual cumin, just the pot. So yeah, again,
is that just a sprinkle pot, and you're using that?
I'm using it as like a sprinkle pot. Yeah.
Oh, right, that's clever.
In fact,
that's a good idea.
I don't actually think I end up using it.
Right. Pot watch.
Pot watch. Yeah, that I think had some mango chutney in it originally.
Nice.
So what we're doing now is giving it a lick of Mod Podge, the aforementioned. Nice little coat of that. And we're going to take to it with the scatter. Now what I didn't want was I wanted it to be the final article in my mind. I had visions of it being patchy.
Right.
So rather than being all grass or all mud or all this, patchy grass, trees, overgrown, generally not well tended. But I think to get from what I've seen of other people's layouts and techniques and what I've done myself with all the previous layouts, it is about getting the layers in there.
Yeah.
Same with the weathering, it's all about the layers. And you just build them up rather than layer up it all in one go. You build it up different colours. Nature is full of different colours, isn't it, Bob?
Oh yeah. There's never a straight line.
No.
Isopropyl
alcohol helps it sort of absorb into the glue, but what I also do is shortly afterwards I'll be squirting it with a PVA water mix with a little splash of washing up liquid. That will help it set absolutely solid, and there'll be no bits falling off.
Why washing up liquid?
It helps it. It helps it flow.
Oh right, okay.
Better. But I'll tell you what, I have a nightmare. I'll get a nice squeezy jobby that help like.
Yeah.
And then it only works once. After that, it's
glued up.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know whether all these other people have got endless supplies of squeezy bottles. So we got a selection of clump foliage and bushes. As you see, the olive bushes, which I always seem to panic and buy whenever I go to a mod shop. What shall I buy today? Oh, I need some olive bushes. Let's buy loads. So I've got bags of them for some unknown reason.
Brilliant.
So there's no real thought goes into where I'm putting them. Keeping it random.
You've been to a model shop since things have been opened up?
I went to Roxley Models the other day, dropped
Nice.
off a couple of locos to be worked on, bought some bits and bobs. What did I buy? Another bag of
Clump foliage,
yeah.
Brilliant.
So they went in the glue, and then we also soak them again with the PVA water mix.
Yeah.
Now it's time for a bit of flocking.
Bit of summer grass.
Yeah, a bit of I've always done horrible dead grass, and I wanted something that was a little bit alive, and overgrown. Again, a bit like the yard out the back there, just overgrown.
Once especially during the summer, it just comes alive, doesn't it?
I feel like I've always leaned towards dead grass, patchy grass, and it always makes our things look depressing, and so I just fancied mixing it up a bit. And
yeah, nice, good idea.
I also wanted there to be a break between this and what will be behind, because behind there, obviously you've got the second radius corner, which isn't a particularly nice thing to look at. So I wanted the trees to kind of break up that view as the locos come round the corner. When you're looking from this end, it just takes the eye off of that quite unprototypical, for want of a better word, corner.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Space dictates that you have to have these tighter corners, but you'd never get a real train trying to navigate a corner that tight. It just doesn't look quite right. So if you break it up with the trees, it hides it from the eye. And what's going to be going in that back bit there anyway is going to be like a road, a roundabout, and that's going to be the entrance to the station. So
have you just stuck that to the back of this?
Yes,
there's obviously a section that would get
that
removed.
section's removable.
Cool.
And now just drilling a couple of holes and planting some trees that I made earlier. And I know you're going to be interested about the trees, so then we should discuss the trees.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Looks right, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if I was doing a larger area, I think the approved way of doing it is you plant all the trees, you work out where you're going to label each, you know, so you're kind of working towards the trees. But if you look at what you can see there, you've got brown patches and where the grass is. So in my mind, the trees are going to be growing where the brown patches are. You're not going to get much grass growing underneath
because
them.
the light won't be getting to it.
Exactly. So you're going to get more.
God, it's fucking a...
Isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
So many lessons in one.
I know. I didn't know I knew this until I knew it. But I really enjoy doing this part of the layout, but because I'm battling against myself, knowing that one day I'm going to have to lift it all out, I'm having to make each bit removable.
Yeah.
Which then requires a lot more thought. But because I just thought, I want to get involved, I want to do it, so I thought, let's just do this top bit, have a go, see what happens.
There was a fella on Facebook the other day that was obviously moving house or doing something. Did you see that? And he craned his his baseboard and all the bits out. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that won't happen there.
No.
I'd have to cut the roof off the shed. Well, I might be able to.
Maybe you could lift the whole shed.
No, I didn't think of that. We built it. Also, what I did there, where I plant the trees in the glue, just a bit of scatter around the glue as it goes into the base board. So this, Bob, is a little segue into making trees. This isn't a copyrighted way, this isn't the only way of doing it, it's just a way that I've tried, basically, based on seeing a couple of videos on this YouTube. So that's the kind of where it's at now. And I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah, that looks great.
I think so this is not a tree I've made, let's not get carried away. This is a real pucker tree. It comes from a firm called MBR something or other. I've put the link on there.
There you go, at the top there, look.
MBR model, they come from Poland and they're so good, but they're €15 each. So you want a few trees, you're spending a few quid.
You wouldn't want to do a forestry commission?
No, you definitely wouldn't want to. But they are really
they look mega.
They are proper detailed, nice trees. But I thought, well, let's have a go. So what we're going to do now is make some trees out of Seafoam. That whole box there, Bobby, is 20 quid.
A genuine £20.
From Amazon, link below. And there's hundreds of potential trees in there.
Yeah, look, I love the reds and the autumnal colours. That's great.
So I'm just going to pick a few straight ones here. There is a technique because it's a lot of it's curvy and bendy, and so in the fullness of time, there's a technique for you make them wet and you hang them with a weight on, and as they dry, they straighten out to make them look more. But for the sake of this, I've picked out a few of the straight ones. So they're halfway there, sort of thing. As you can see, I've got 4 or 5 trees there, and you saw how much was still left in the box.
Yeah.
So the first thing you got to do, they've still got.
So that is the tree.
That is the base of the tree.
Okay.
So you got to pick out these that they've got quite like leaves, I suppose.
Yeah.
In there, pick them out with a pair of tweezers, because they won't look right by the time you're cracking on with the rest of it. But what I found is you keep all them, and you can smush them up, and then use it as scatter to look like dead leaves, fallen leaves.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Just waste not, want not, as they say in places where they don't like to waste stuff.
Like in the modelling fraternity.
Yeah.
You need to have a box of stuff.
Oh, so many boxes of stuff, Bob.
So that's all your little bits.
Yep, save them. So this is what I'm just going to do these for. And I've got 2 different little techniques on the go here. I don't know what one looks better or worse.
Okay.
First things first, give them a going over with some brown.
What,
brown acrylic.
The greeny bits and everything?
Just all of it, yeah. Give it brown.
Okay.
How many tree trunks you see that are green?
Well, none. But I'm surprised you... Okay.
This is just forming the bare bones.
Yeah,
of the tree,
I understand. It's all about layer. Whoa.
So what we've got there, some static grass, those 00 gauge leaves that you mocked me about when I bought them. I am vindicated.
Okay. Yeah, fair play, alright.
And some green blend turf.
The old green blend turf, I like that.
Yeah. Again, you could mix it up with colours, obviously depending on what time of year you're modelling, but for this part of the layout it's quite vibrant still. And for what's the word I'm looking for? So that you're not wasting stuff, I've got these not Tupperware, are they? They're easy, storage boxes.
Yeah.
working each one. So when you're sprinkling, you're not wasting any of the product. So first things first, get one of your thingies, black glove optional. Get some spray mat on there, spray glue. I did try some automotive spray glue, but it come out like string. So
right, yeah.
And then you just sprinkle in the first of your scatters over the sticky branches.
So basically, you've turned what was green and red into the actual branches, and now you're adding back the green and the reds, or greens in this case.
You're adding, again, it's about, like we said earlier, layers, isn't it? So
you're going to love this, but sometimes I look at grape. You know, when you buy a punnet of grapes, you eat all the grapes, and you're left with.
That's a solid idea, that Bob. Next time,
I think it would be a fairly big tree.
Be quite. Yeah. Let's try it.
Let's do it.
So what I've done there is I've sprayed it again with the glue, and we're going on to the
next
176 leaves. So these are slightly bigger jobby. So and that isn't, you know, you're already there with a treat. That's
pretty good. Yeah, look, wicked.
And once you're happy with it, it looks quite bright. So when you spray this on it, it's just a varnish to hold it all together. It kind of dulls the colour down a bit as well. So what I thought I'd do next is try the first layer of static grass, because I was looking at that MBR tree and it looks like they've static grassed it and then put the scatters on it. So I thought I'd give it a go. So I've already glued it. I'm just giving it a go with the old static grass there, and it's giving the effect of lots of
new growth,
new branches, I suppose you'd say, new growth. Yeah. So again, once that layer's all dry, well, not even, you don't even have to wait for it to dry. Back outside with the glue. Got bored of filming that, and then on with the scatters. I think this one gave a bit more of a fuller tree. It's quite satisfying.
This is a really good video.
Thanks, mate.
I think this is really good.
Thanks.
I think this will do someone a turn, you know.
Yeah, it's only techniques of other people's videos that
of course,
you know, it's not like something we've invented, but actually, if we can do it and get half sensible results
That's
from
what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Then anyone can. But for that box from Gauge Master or Amazon, link in the description.
Yep. Check it out.
You can like hundreds of trees.
You really could have a bit of a forest if you wanted to.
Bushes,
nice woodland area. Yeah. That looks mega.
And while you might, so that's there they are. I'm quite pleased with them.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to play around with trunk length. Happens to the best of us.
Surely you just prod it in a bit more.
Yeah. So prod it in a bit more. You alright there?
Yeah, I'm alright. You alright?
So just planting a few more of them. Again, what I'm doing is drilling the hole. A cocktail stick with some Mod Podge on it in thole.
I like the way you've gone with your electric drill.
Yeah, well, quite.
Most people would have one of them lovely little modelling drills.
No, flat out, mate. Get in there.
The whole thing was spinning round.
I wish I could have found that picture, because you'll see that it's what inspired me. It just kind of frames that view.
It was on the screen, remember?
Oh yeah, the picture above.
Yeah.
Now I've stopped at this point. I haven't added more trees after this, because I think it's kind of where I want it to be.
Yeah, nice.
I'm going to add a bit of litter and a bit.
That needs a bicycle frame.
Yeah,
definitely.
Fence. But
you should be proud of that. That was wicked.
I'm pretty pleased with how it's developing. I've tried to put more diesels in this one, Bob, because you did mention to me the other day that I don't do enough diesels.
Well, I like the classic diesels. I'm a big fan of that. You know.
So I've just added a few more.
Nice.
Pretty much it's the same one going round and round, but it's in there nonetheless. So this is just a little tour of where we're at now. So the station.
I do love the titles under there as well.
The station's coming on quite well. I wanted to get that view as well. So if you see there, I've just started adding a little tunnel there. toilet roll rocks there on the left hand side underneath this building that we briefly mentioned. Scratch built that is, but I'm going to cover that in a later video.
Nice.
In this back part here I've just started, because this is where there's going to be some houses either side, well just at the back actually, of where the big bridge goes across the front of it. So that's going to be not those houses.
I was going to say there's a bit of a diversity.
They're the ones that you turned up after you'd been to your uncle's house or something. You bought.
Oh, the little Cotswold style ones. Yeah, cool.
Obviously, we're not going to have those. We're going to have like a semi-detached affair in there, but that will essentially be houses and flats and what have you in that area. Arches that I've just put in place there. I want some businesses that will be on the front side of those arches. The rear side will just be a bit of wasteland. Just started decorating by the track up the back there, some trunking. So I'm a bit annoyed because I filmed it in the wrong blooming camera setting, so this is slowed it down a little bit, but I'm getting the hang of a new camera, Bob. So,
good.
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear it.
Getting there with it.
So it doesn't go in and out of focus.
Yeah, so there's going to be a canal in that gap there that you see.
Canal?
Yep.
Brilliant.
This is all then going to be embankment greenery, and I've just started coming up with it. There, you see those insulation things. I'm going to taper them off. It's not going to be a sheer cliff. That's going to be a nice embankment. I figured I want a nice little, just a section of road on that top bit, just that goes in and out of frame.
Okay.
See where the Anglia van is there.
Yeah,
Just a little bit of road, just something a little bit, something else to look at. And if you open the window and shoot in, then it's just a different view. So yeah, that what's it called? Celotex. It's not going to be a sheer cliff at that, but the final height of the van is, so it's going to be an embankment.
Yeah, nice.
Again, so we can practice our grass and tree skills that we've just learnt prior to watching this bit.
They didn't look like they took too long to do either.
It's come. You have to wait for each bit to dry before you can crack on. The trees didn't take too long at all, to be honest.
Make them, sell them.
Doubt anyone would want to buy them when we've just told them don't make them for like £1. So this area is this. We've scheduled in a turntable for that space, but I just want to get the embankment done. There's a Y here, so both of these tracks are going then into the what will be the throat of the station.
Yeah.
Which is currently on the only working space I have in the entire shed, so I'm just putting that off. Otherwise I've got nowhere.
We've still got the yard bit at the back, haven't we?
In that triangle we have a nice, again, overgrown bit, and I quite like this, just the sweeping curve, so I think that will make a nice countryside, just sweeping bit of track.
Just compare, I want to have like not a pond, but maybe a bit of a
pond,
sort of a pondy, ditchy, marshy bit.
Do. Well, because I miscalculated the baseboard size, you would have noted there was a gap just there. I wondered whether that could be like I could make that a stream that runs under the.
Yeah, nice.
That will get your water into it. So yeah, now we're
always finding water is impressive on a model. If it's done well, it looks really good. I
totally agree. So now we're just heading back with the Western, weathered by Mr. Neville Grove.
It's proper, doesn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I've also added a seal into that inner tunnel. This one was also weathered by Mr. Neville Grove. Go check him out. We're back on this one again. That's what I was thinking when I edited this last night. That looks proper. It's everything I wanted when I sent it to him.
The rolling stock's good on the back of that as well.
Yeah, he's weathered up
the other ones.
He's weathered both of those.
Oh, is he?
This is the Neville Grove show. So yeah.
Who weathered that one?
Neville Grove, yeah. This is pretty much getting towards the end of it now, Bob. So I don't know if
you spent your time wisely then.
I think it's come on. It's difficult probably for you to remember what we were at the start of May, but I think it's little steps that actually make quite a big bit of difference. I've been all over the place with it, mate. I've been doing a bit of wiring over in the corner, and then that didn't work, and then I was over here, and I'm a bit.
And you had a road trip.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other with it at the minute, but having an area that's looking sort of half sensible, you know.
And the fact you get to have a little running session as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I'm loving it.
just as well.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm loving that. That's cool.
It's coming on. It's coming on.
What's next then?
I'm going to crack on with that because I need to get that bit of the houses and what have you done in the back corner there, because there's a big section that's got to come in front of it for like industrial, the sort of stuff that you're really going to like units, yards and what have you. But there's no point putting that in until I've done the bit behind, because I just won't be able to reach it. But I can skirt past that and do that bit of scenery on the with the embankment and whatever that we spoke about. So I'm quite looking forward to that, and I think that will give another nice photography area.
Yeah.
Which is what kind of another thing I enjoy about this is getting the cinematography. Some people out there are just brilliant at it. And one day we should reach that level.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
We're getting there though.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yes, that's the Bachmann 37 that I bought. If you remember, I accidentally ended up with two of them.
Yep.
Because I bought one that wasn't sound fitted, and these are the Acura scale wagons that again sent to Steve, and he's weathered them up.
They were really good, didn't they?
Yeah,
really good. Are you going to put stuff in them, or are you going to leave
I
them
don't
empty?
know. I'm torn at the minute. I quite like the empties vibe. Back to them trees, and that's pretty much it. I'm not 100% on that back scene. It's my second one. I'm still not 100% that it's right for that place, but.
I'm going to put it out there. When I was where I was at the weekend, there was a freight line, and they were long. And the noise.
Yeah.
Long and noisy.
Long and noisy. And I think that's about us to wrap it up.
Well
what
done.
I do want to do quickly is, because what we do on our layout updates is give shouts out to other YouTube channels.
That's right, yeah.
And this week I just want to give a little shout out to Dib's Shunting Layout.
Okay.
Great little channel. Get yourself on there, Bob. Have a little watch.
I'll have a little look.
He's very hypnotic to listen to. He's very well spoken.
Really?
I like
them. Not like us and
No, very well. But he's built this like shunting layout, a puzzle type. It's only it's on a board, but there's a lot of work, a lot of detail went into it. Lots of handy how-tos on there. He did the bush thing, which is
I've seen
when we did the bushes a few months back. I took inspiration from that layout. Absolutely stand-up guy to chat to as well. And, he's one of the Instagram posse.
Right.
One of the Instagram crew.
That's maybe where I've seen it.
Yeah. So do head over to his channel and check that out. I think that's us now.
Well done.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You can sign off.
Yeah.
You can look up there now.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the tree making. That was a highlight for me.
Got to say, it's been quite warm today.
It's been very warm
we've
today.
Done a fair bit of work, and it does not smell pleasant in here.
No,
it just smells of
really.
man.
Yeah, not really good.
So on that note, see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
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 You can stop it now.
Bye. I'll press this thing here.